to another episode of Books and Betches. Not to be confused with Books and...
I don't even know.
Didgeridoos. Books and...
Like...
Say something.
Books and Betches.
I'm Kristen, and with me I have...
I wasn't ready for it.
I know, I didn't tell Erica we were doing that. I didn't tell her.
I wasn't ready for it.
Okay. I'm Kristen, and with me I have...
Erica. Maria.
If you're not watching this podcast, you're probably really confused right now. But I
wonder how many of you don't watch our podcast now.
What is this?
At least a 4-foot horn. A bamboo horn.
What is this? At least a 4-foot horn. No, it's a didgeridoo. I think, right?
Is it a didgeridoo?
I have no
Google
idea.
that.
I don't
thought that was
play
just a made-up
instruments.
word.
Oh,
I tried to teach myself piano when I was a kid. That didn't go far.
we had. I'm trying to do a different instrument every batch.
Oh, you're right.
You're
It is
gonna-
a didgeridoo.
I don't know if the didgeridoo is going to stick around for the next
You
4.
are going to run out quickly.
Nah. There's plenty of instruments.
Nah. There's
1, 2,
like
3, 4.
those are all guitars.
5. We got 5 more.
I didn't know the didgeridoos were real. I thought that was just like a funny word.
Did you think it was like a bird? Because I thought it was a bird.
I think there is a bird called a didgeridoo.
I wonder how much is
I
gonna
think
cut
it's a dodo or an emu.
Let's look it up. Didgeridoo bird.
All right. Welcome. This is a book podcast,
You
not a
would think.
musical
You
instrument
would think.
podcast. We're Triple S. We swear, we spoil, and we talk about sex. This week, we're talking about a book that we should have probably talked about in the beginning. We did Hunger
right?
Games.
It's so weird that we didn't cover this.
It is weird. We're talking about Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. Got it.
Got him.
Listen, you're the one that asks me.
I only knew this one because it's Twilight.
Yeah, but like,
And
I don't know
didn't
why you
she-
said it as if like you're trying to one up me, but you're the one that has to ask
No, I
me.
wanted you to be proud of me.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were trying to just beat me to saying the.
No.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
I love when you do that.
I love that you sat through it.
Okay, yeah. So Twilight, I knew Stephanie Meyer. Wasn't she? Didn't she like insert herself into the movie?
Yes.
I think that's the weirdest.
She's in that when you know when
Sorry,
she's sitting with Charlie in the beginning when she's having that burger and it's a wide shot and she's sitting
No,
at the
didn't
bar.
she walk out of frame at the end of the movie?
Did she walk out of frame in the movie too?
I think she like walks up the stairs or something. Because I remember seeing this in
well,
theaters.
I saw her in the coffee shop.
Well,
there she is.
Either way, Twilight. If you haven't read Twilight by now, you're probably not gonna. That's another one
Yeah.
of those books, right? We agree.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you haven't done it already, I don't think you do it now.
So we know that
The moment's passed.
you had not read ever Twilight, and you're
Yeah.
never gonna.
No.
When did you first read Twilight?
Actually, this is a funny story. I think I read the last book. I don't think I ever read
You
the other
would do
one's
that.
books.
You would do that. That's
So
very on brand.
I watched all the movies,
and read the last book.
read the last book. I went out to all the midnight premieres, but did not read the books until later in life.
Okay, so I'm different. Twilight. I was always a reader as a kid, but Twilight put me on like romancy kind of books. Before Twilight, I didn't give a damn about any kind of romance. I was the one that was watching Saw, and like if it wasn't, I mean that's not surprising. But if it wasn't like horror filled or just actiony, I wasn't gonna read it. I didn't care. But then my cousin came to our house, and he had Twilight, and he was raving about it. And I was just like, I don't know why this is so important to you, but sure, I guess I'll read it because he's older than me. So I read Twilight, and I became obsessed.
Yeah.
And so then I had like to buy all the books, and then they turned into a movie. So I was one of those like, oh, I read it before it became a movie.
I went to the midnight premiere of all of the movies.
I didn't make it to the first one, but for the rest of them, I was at the theaters.
Why did you go to them if you hadn't read the books? Like, what was your hype behind it? Is it just because everybody else was doing it?
It got
or-
so hyped when the
Yeah,
movie was released,
it
or
got
the movie
really
was
hyped.
announced. It was I was making fan casts.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I was super hyped. The first, I forget how I went to the first couple, but the ones after 2009, when one of my best friends from college loved the Twilight books.
Yeah.
So then I started going to the midnight premieres with her because nobody else liked it that we were friends with. So and I was like, I fucking love midnight premieres. Like if they brought those back, I'd be
I
all
hate
about
them.
They're now
as-
on Thursday nights.
No,
I know. I don't like that.
As somebody who worked at a movie theater, I fucking hate them. But as a consumer who goes to the movie theaters,
I don't
love them.
No, I'm good. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old now. But like the idea of going to the theater for a midnight thing and getting out at like 1:32 in the morning, no.
Here's the thing. They're not the same anymore. So like now, like you go at like 8 o'clock.
True.
Now it's Dark Knight. Dark Knight changed everything.
Ooh,
right? So
I watched that midnight premiere.
So
they messed up and they showed a different. They were showing Mission Impossible first, so we all got free tickets.
Nice.
Because they fucked up.
That's sweet.
But midnight premieres, when they were midnight premieres, like you get dressed up, you'd see the fucking craziest people you'd ever know in your entire life. Like I saw Bellatrix, like straight up, like full on, like cosplay, being like, "I killed Sirius Black," and I was like, "This is a whole different experience."
It's the same with books. You
go to the movie. You go to the movie theater for 2 hours before the movie, and you just hang out with all these fucking nut jobs.
It's the same with books.
But it was like that with books too. You'd be in the line
that's what I'm saying.
to go into the bookstore.
It'll never be like that again.
It'll never be like that again because we don't have that.
It's so sad.
I blame social media
for sure. But
it's not just that; it's the internet. We didn't have Amazon. We didn't you couldn't pre-order stuff. It was like you went to the store. You waited in line. You waited in line to get your ticket. And it's just a different vibe. And like midnight premieres, there was like magic behind it.
I miss the old days.
Me too. And Twilight really like fucking blew up. Like we had Harry Potter, that was big, obviously.
Well, that's what it became, the big battle of Twilight versus Harry Potter.
And they were nothing alike.
The fan base was different.
The minute Harry Potter was like, "Oh, we're doing a 2-part for our finale movie," everyone's like, "Whoa, 2 parts for Deathly Hallows," and then Breaking Dawn's like, "Us too," because a vampire love story needs to be drawn out.
I don't want to talk too much into the whole series, but I totally agree with the 2-parters.
Yeah,
I know.
For Breaking Dawn?
I know it was
probably not for that. But.
I agree with the Breaking Dawn.
I haven't
2-parter.
watched Breaking Dawn in several years.
The first one's not as good, but I do agree that there's a lot to pack in. But the 2 parts are originally it was just the fucking movie theater or the whatever studios wanting to
cash grab,
draw the money.
Mm-hmm. That's all it was.
It made sense for Harry Potter.
I think they could have done a couple of those books in 2 parts.
Oh,
I think Half-Blood Prince could have been 2 parts.
I mean, you could do that for anything.
Yeah,
but the point is,
look at Dune.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at The Hobbit.
Yeah,
it's one book that's 300 pages in 3
Hobbit,
parts.
I don't remember that ever being. I mean, I remember the premiere of The Hobbit and people losing their shit over it, but not the same way that Harry Potter hit or Twilight hit. I feel like Twilight was just such a frenzy.
I can't even describe it. I think there's I guess a magic behind the draw that Twilight had. It was the first of its kind. Now at this point, every other book that's sort of in the same vein is trying to do that. It's trying to be the next Twilight, trying to be the next worldwide sensation.
Yeah.
And it's it's interesting that this basic ass story of sort of a Beauty and the Beast kind of thing just took the world by storm. And I was part of it. My dad found a notebook of mine. And it's so embarrassing. On the front, it was Edward and Bella forever. Twilight rocks. I'm I was that kid, and that is sad.
But it hit at the right time. It got social media wasn't huge. I don't even know what it would be like if it came. It probably would just be saturated.
It would just be another. It'd be another one vampire. Of these books.
That's the most interesting part, in my opinion. And the fact that it was able to create all this hype without social media, to me,
there was still social media because it was on. I was
like MySpace. But it wasn't as big.
I was doing fan videos of it on YouTube when it was first coming out with fan casts.
But we weren't.
We
on
haven't
our
even had actual
clips
of the film, and I was using stuff from what other films Kristen Stewart was in. And I was using that as if it was Twilight.
It's going to be it's going to go down as one of the greatest fandoms of all time, which is crazy because it was a bunch of teenage girls. And the movie industry in general is mostly targeted towards teenagers. That's who go to the movie theaters, and that's who who watch movies majority.
They have the time.
And to have this expendable cash. That was what it was. At the time though, the vampires that we had were the Buffys, where they had fucked up faces. Yes. They were ugly as shit. Even Angel, even though he was a vampire, he was a fucking hot vampire that turned into an Uggo.
True.
Totally different. And then we also had Interview with a Vampire, the Brad Pitt,
I didn't like that movie.
The Tom Cruise, but they were still scary looking.
Yeah, right.
They were hot in a weird way, but they were still scary looking.
It really humanized.
Edward
for sure.
Is just never even when he did have his fangs out, they were never scary at any point.
Totally.
So it's now we have this different type of vampire in the scape.
Sure.
It changed the vibe on vampires.
Everything. It made it more romantic. Buffy and Angel literally had to lose his soul. You know what I mean? We had we had a whole different situation with the Buffy. I personally think Buffy was a cornerstone of the vampire.
Oh yeah.
Realm.
No, I'm sitting here like, can I just leave to go watch Buffy? Because
Right.
I was watching Charmed yesterday. I'm
But the
rewatching Charmed.
Same thing with Charmed. We have a similar like paranormal romance, but those guys were all like, I'm sorry, Cole was Balthazar, and he was fucking scary as shit.
I was watching it last night. It was when spoiler if you haven't watched Charmed, but when Cole kills a triad.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like when he's like about to just sort of reveal himself to Phoebe. And I'm sitting there like, that is the demon witch trope. Perfectly done.
Yeah.
It's like, I want that in a book. I haven't found a book that like encompasses that. And I even asked on our Instagram story, no recommendations yet that's worthy of it.
Send them over. So the genre obviously is YA.
Oh yeah, let's go back to
Yeah.
It's YA, and it's just paranormal romance.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it's just a
vampires
straight up paranormal
and werewolves. So were there any other? There were no like goblins and shit in these, right? I only seen the first movie. I definitely did see whatever one that ends where she proposes to him. I saw that one too.
Proposes
that's
to
where
him,
I'm at.
or when he proposes to her.
I think she proposed to him. No.
No,
Oh.
New Moon. He proposes to her.
Okay, well, whatever. Those are the two that I've seen. Yeah, it was.
When did you see New Moon?
In Keene when I was working in a movie theater.
Oh yes, you were there.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. When those came out.
So I've seen Full Moon and Twilight. New Moon and Twilight. So I'm ready to dive in and talk about Twilight because I don't know that I've read the book, but I've seen the movie.
No, you know you haven't read the book.
But you guys have read the book, so you're ready to talk about the actual book.
Yes.
All right, good. So we're not going to spoil the rest of the series. Yes, we are. If you haven't read Twilight by now, you're not gonna. I can't say it
We
enough.
also said at the beginning we spoil.
No, I was saying the rest of the series if we're just going to talk about this one book.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll gloss over it.
But
the rest of the series, they all die.
I wish.
Oh my God, I believed you. I was like, that's awesome.
Oh, no.
Okay.
She has an ugly ass baby.
We have to. Oh my God. No, I knew that too. The CGI baby.
Yeah.
All right, we need to do a 60 second. Who's going to do the 60 seconds?
I will.
Yes.
Erica?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I'm confident in this.
Easy. This is easy. There's not much.
For someone who does the most talking about Twilight on our platform, I think Erica should definitely do it.
I agree. All right, let me get a timer out.
Get that timer out. I would do it, but my phone is there.
Whatever. All right.
I got a new phone, guys. So I hope this looks good.
Here we go, Erica.
I paid a lot of money for it.
Are you ready to do... Oh, if you're new to this podcast...
There it is.
We do this thing where we attempt to explain the plot summary in 60 seconds or less, brought to us by our lovely Erica, who's going to do it today. Idea. So here we go. The entire plot summary of Twilight, just the first book. Or do you want to do the whole series?
No, I'll just do the first book.
Imagine the whole series.
We'll do the first book.
I'll just do the first book.
The first book.
Let's not make it any more complicated than
this
it
is going to be very easy.
Yeah.
All right. Ready?
There's something in it.
You're just,
All right, yeah, just do it.
You're going to do it in 20 seconds. Here we go. In 3, 2.
Okay, so we have a nobody loser, Bella Swan, that goes to a new fucking school in the middle of nowhere, even though she's from Phoenix, Arizona, which is such a random place to be from.
What? Phoenix is a huge... Okay, sorry.
And then she goes to a random ass town where there's a family of vampires that apparently have been living there for a couple of years. I don't even want to get into that yet. There's one guy, Edward. She falls in love with Edward. She finds out he's a vampire.
30 seconds.
The family... Oh, fuck, all the books are
really
blending in together. Oh no.
She starts assimilating into his family.
She starts assimilating into his family, and then he's like, oh no, you can't be in this family, like this is not gonna work. And then another vampire catches a whiff of her and is like, ooh, I'm gonna eat the shit out of you, and then your blood smells really good. And then the Cullens have to fight this other vampire family off.
That's pretty much it.
There's not much.
I got lost in the middle because I forgot what happened.
All that happens in the middle is love angst.
I guarantee most people who are listening to this have already read Twilight.
Yeah.
Or at least know the general gist of
But
it.
I do think a handful of people have not. I agree.
Weird.
Everybody knows the general gist. There's a fucking vampire and a fucking werewolf fighting over...
No, that's New Moon.
No.
I literally just watched Twilight and Jacob was in it.
He's not a werewolf in book 1.
But he's in it.
He's not even a werewolf.
So we don't know about wolves at all?
No.
Not
Bella
in book
does
1.
that little thing on the beach where she's like, where they're talking and he's like,
they mention like the folklore behind it, yeah. But that doesn't mean it's like there yet.
A prelude.
Okay, fine. Twilight. We all know Bella falls in love with a vampire. Boom. Done.
Vampire tries to get her to like be in the fam. She finds out he's a vampire. Whatever. wonderful. They fall in love.
All right, let's kick it back.
But then another vampire family comes in.
Okay. Let's kick it back. Carlisle, perhaps the sexiest.
She's probably done the most research ever.
The sexiest man, Carlisle. I love Peter Feshnut.
So I gotta say something. You watched the film, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice the lines where the makeup ended?
Yeah. Yes, pretty brutal.
Fucking bad.
The whole movie's terrible, but we won't get into that. Okay.
I don't think it's that bad.
So
it's really bad.
It's very bad.
Once you notice it, you can't unnotice it.
So there's a family. Carlisle kind of runs the family, him, her, whatever, and they're all vampires, and they move from town to town to live their
Carlisle, Esme,
yep,
Rosalie, Emmett, Alice, Jasper, and Edward.
Okay, and they're a family of vampires.
Yes, all dating each other, except Edward's the weird one by himself because he's so
It's weird they have to just stick together everywhere they go. Like, why? And then there's just rogue vampires. Like, what world is this? And why aren't more towns? Yeah, but like, if there's rogue vampires everywhere, wouldn't like a bajillion people be dead?
Oh yeah, apparently Forks doesn't. Well, I guess it's implied that because they're there and the way they live is different, other vampires tend to just stay away.
But like,
no, I think you like take territory.
Right.
I think they were like, there. This is my territory.
Yeah, because they're there, other vampires stay away.
This would be a bigger deal, is what I'm saying.
I think it's more dead people. Conveniently easy.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Because how many people died?
There would be way more dead people if there were rogue vampires everywhere.
The way Laurent,
how many people
Victoria,
die a year?
Okay.
So many people.
Mysteriously with fucking bites on their neck? Not that many, Erica.
You don't know.
With their blood drained?
You don't know?
You don't know.
We're not doing this again.
There's so many people that disappear in Yellowstone.
Okay, so the new theory
in national parks,
all the vampires are in the national parks.
They could be.
They're cannibals because they're vampires.
Are you denying the existence of chupacabras?
I hate it here. I hate
Are
it
you
here.
denying the existence of chupacabras?
You know what, Erica? Yes, I am.
I feel like that's racist.
I hate it here. Let's get back to the story of Twilight.
Back to the book. Okay, so
Bella's the worst character ever written in any book ever.
No.
She is no one. She's no one.
No. The reason why people love Twilight,
know, because you can put yourself in the character. That's bullshit.
She's
that's
so malleable.
That's a piss poor excuse. That's you not being able to develop a character.
It's a bunch of fucking losers that like love.
Smart.
You can't say that.
It's smart though.
You can't say that.
It's smart though. Every
it's really
teenage girl inserted themselves into
Okay, then every fucking book should just have a character that's nobody that anybody can be. That's the dumbest.
Yeah, that's why YA books suck.
That's shitty writing. That's
why YA books suck. Is because the main female character is usually very, very soft around the edges.
Her personality trait is that she's clumsy.
I fucking hate that personality trait.
So we have Bella.
Because I am actually clumsy, and I don't find no man helping me.
But it's not your personality.
I know.
That's you.
She doesn't have a.
She doesn't have a personality.
I will say she does have more of a personality in the book than in the movie.
No,
I haven't read the book.
Disagree.
So I can't.
She had more personality in Midnight Sun than the book or the movie.
Disagree. She had more personality in the movie than she did in the book.
That's bad. Because I saw the movie, and that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of it. It's a lot of.
It's a lot of Kristen Stewart making facial expressions
and the cold. It's just.
Can't.
I don't like it.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
I
love Kristen Stewart.
I do too.
Have you guys seen Brody on TikTok? He's always like making fun of Twilight. Yeah, he does it so well.
Good when he does like his little like eye thing.
I have a challenge.
Okay.
We go 3 podcasts without talking about TikTok.
Not a thing.
So you're saying you can't win
that challenge. I'm in there. I look at TikTok every day.
The winner gets a $10 gift card to Starbucks.
So you're going to pay yourself?
I kind of vibe. I kind of vibe.
Okay, this is.
I also don't drink coffee, so suck my dick.
They have other things.
She doesn't drink coffee either.
Starbucks
Stay
does
on
not
topic.
have enough.
Twilight. Bella moves.
I like Starbucks. I'm showing my Starbucks cup to those who are listening.
Duncan for life.
Oh, wow.
Duncan's disgusting.
2 sides of the table.
Sorry, this is a lot.
Bella, worst. You're just slurping his microphone. after I cut out 20 minutes of us yelling at each other over Starbucks and Dunkin', and now you slurp into the microphone? She's got lipstick all over this fucking... All right. Bella, arguably the worst character of all time.
Arguably.
Yeah, fine. She moves to fucking... I need to touch on the fact that you said Phoenix, Arizona. Who's from there? That's one of the biggest cities.
Yeah, it's a pretty big city.
What are you talking about?
No, it was just like such a random...
Well, the point was...
How is that random?
Because she was moving to like Florida. Like all these places were just
She's
random.
moving from Phoenix, Arizona to Forks, Washington because her mother has moved on to Florida with her baseball husband.
I love that.
But that's just all of these things are so random. Like
we're
talking across the country.
They make total sense. It's because she's going from a place that's constant sun, never any rain, to full on rain, no sun.
This is a weird hill to die on because she could have put it anywhere and you would have thought it was random.
Yeah.
If it wasn't like your...
It's all random. It's just random places.
What's that? What?
I don't know. So she moves to Forks,
Washington.
I will die on the hill of Forks being the worst selection of towns for the Cullens to have inhibited.
Why?
Because if you're trying to like blend in, why are you going to be in a town of 50 people?
Because you're blending...
Okay, I get the part of it's a small town. Everyone's gonna notice you. Everyone knows each other.
I get that.
So you're gonna notice
because there's no
you
sunshine.
You're gonna run out of cities.
I get that, but I would rather move to. That's why Seattle made more sense.
But they're gonna run out of cities. There's only so many times you can go to a
fucking
fucking city.
They don't
Seattle.
have to live in the fucking America.
That's true. But he probably already lived in. They probably already did live in Seattle. They just moved to Forks.
Also, like, why can't you go up to Alaska?
Also, why are you
Alaska.
so on this right now?
I don't know. The location's really fucked with me.
Okay. They didn't bother me. So when Bella starts high school at this new place, I love the entrance of the Cullens.
Oh my
God. And they're like
so
in a
pack. It's
Anna
good.
Kendrick is in this movie, but we'll get past that.
This is before she got cool.
My biggest problem with Bella is that no new kid is cool.
No new kid's that like important.
Like nobody gives a shit.
Well, they're new. It's weird.
No, like the fact that you come in and be like, can you be part of our newsletter? It's like no one's gonna do that.
It's the same thing in books. It's like just cringy shit where you're
Very
just
cringy.
like, this dialogue is not realistic to real life.
So,
have you been to real life?
Was the book written in her point of view? Because there's parts in the movie where you hear her inner dialogue randomly, and I was like,
that's all her.
So it's first person.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're just like following her adventure.
Following her adventure? What adventure?
So like she doesn't have a personality, but you're supposed to. So you're okay. I get it. You're putting yourself in her shoes. So in her shoes, you're in high school. These weird
You're
looking,
suddenly cool.
There's these weird looking fucking white, like real white people coming in. Like they did look like
creamy white.
Yeah.
Creamy pasty white.
Like wouldn't you be like, there's something weird about this?
I don't think there's enough non-sunny days in even Forks.
I agree with that.
Also,
the sun is always gonna peek out a little. Come the fuck on.
As a like under like A B C D as a next line, what is the UV index of when they start sparkling?
That's a really good question. That's a solid question.
There was sometimes where he was wearing sunglasses.
I am with you
to hide
there.
his eyes, you dummy.
I know it's overcast.
To hide his eyes, you
God,
dummy.
are you even a Twilight fan?
I know it's overcast, but like, what was the UV index?
The sunglasses were because his eyes turned different colors.
What was the reason?
Idiot.
No, I don't think so.
I'm positive. I just watched the movie. He was hiding his eyes. She literally said, "Your eyes, they changed colors." He's like, "It's the fluorescence."
That was but he was outside wearing sunglasses.
Well, it could still be bright behind the clouds.
That's not the point of this. I'm saying if it's bright enough for him to wear sunglasses, his skin is gonna fucking sparkle.
I can't take it.
I'm asking the hard-hitting questions here.
The hard-hitting question is the one that I'll ask later.
You're 100% right, but listen, we have to keep going back to the fact that this is a basic-ass YA book that had no real, research put into it.
Stephanie had no business getting famous. She had no fucking business. This book had no business.
This is what it all comes down to.
Buy flight risks on Amazon.
Buy flight risk on Amazon. This book had no business doing what it did, and the proceeding.
I don't know. Say another word to see.
Preceding book.
The following book?
The following books.
Preceding is before.
Preceding before. Whatever the opposite of preceding is. The books afterwards had no business fucking taking off either.
I agree.
They're all trash.
I'm with you.
And I love them.
The movie was really bad.
I love them for what they are. Trash. I also read a lot of trash.
Yeah, okay, trash. So as she falls in love with Edward, I have a few questions.
Yeah.
He watches her sleep. That's weird.
How is his lips so hard and she still kisses them?
How does his dick get hard if he doesn't have any blood in his body?
Here we go. He does have blood in his body.
What do you deer blood? So he's got deer blood dick?
So here's how I think of vampires.
She could get a tick-borne illness. Just from fucking him.
Get Lyme disease.
Oh my God. Imagine.
Bella wasn't sick in New Moon. She had Lyme disease.
It all makes sense.
Okay. Hold on. We figured it out. We should. Somebody give us a Nobel Peace Prize.
A peace prize? We're not causing peace.
We're causing mayhem.
Okay, so when it comes to this is probably why I allow things to slide
in
for
fantasy.
This book.
I agree.
No, for this book.
No,
because it's fucking trash.
You have to extend. You have to.
So for vampires, just like how in Buffy, right? They bleed when you cut them. They'll heal, but they bleed. So they have to have some kind of bodily stuff, right? My mindset when it comes to vampires,
nervous system.
Yeah. My mindset with vampires is the fact that they drink blood keeps their bodies running, functioning normally.
Sure,
that's how I see it.
Yeah.
So
that's what Google said, that when they drain the blood of their victims, that blood pumps through their veins,
right?
So they're able to get hard or
that's
whatever.
That's why they're
but that's some necrophiliac shit right there, because you're just
he's not having sex with dead bodies.
But for him, he's got to have a deer on tap. Does he bring a blood bag? Does he?
Yeah,
and then he's ready to go. I guess it's kind of like taking
Angel had a whole fridge full of blood bags.
I guess it's like taking it's like popping what's it called? The pill that the guys to get erections.
Viagra.
It's like popping Viagra, but it's like a pill of blood.
Sure.
I'll accept that. I wish it was touched upon. That's all.
The sex thing doesn't come into play
eclipse.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have sex in Twilight?
No.
They come close.
They make out heavily.
Yeah.
But and then they gets so.
The one thing I didn't like book to movie. They didn't make out enough in the movie.
They
were making out all the time.
Oh, really?
There was one scene that I loved in the book, and I was upset it didn't exist in the movie.
Yeah.
It was when they're getting to the meadow, and he kind of says so. They do it in the meadow where he tells her to stay still, and then he kisses her, and she faints on him basically because she's just you're so much.
What?
Yeah.
It's pathetic.
Yeah. It's pretty sad.
What?
But my problem with the movie is that I just feel like they really they danced around each other a lot. Versus the book, they were you could definitely see the connection with each other a little bit more.
The whole plot. So obviously it's they fall in love, right? That's the main story. But the story within Twilight was there's this bad group of vampires who
they're not bad. They're just
they're no bans.
No, they're bad. They eat people.
No, they turn bad. But they're normal. They're not bad. They are normal. Oh. That's what normal vampires do is eat people.
Okay.
But it's James that's the loose cannon. He's a loose cannon. So when he sees fast forward, they have a baseball game. It matters. During the baseball game, she's there. They come in, right? Laurent, Victoria, and James.
Black Eyed Peas.
I saw that. I laughed out loud because that's exactly
Mike said
what I
that.
thought.
I think it was in a spoof movie or something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I think it's. I forgot the name of the movie.
Vampires Suck, I think.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So when he gets a whiff of Bella and he sees Edward getting extra defensive, that's when James
I don't get it. What's up with Bella? Why can't he read her mind, and why does she smell so good? Is she special? Is it a chosen one thing?
I think it's just rare.
I think she has some I think it's because of
is it a blood type?
I don't know if it's a blood type, but I guess just how Edward can read minds as a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, as a human, he must have had an extra gift of it made him special. That when he became a vampire, reading minds was part of it.
Okay.
Right? Alice, with her seeing the future, she was already having that gift pre-vampire.
Okay.
Bella has that gift of not being able to... Basically, she's a shield.
Clumsy shield.
Right? But she uses that in Breaking Dawn.
So this is Eclipse. This was my biggest issue with all of this. So James, being the bad guy, is gets a whiff of her and is I need to kill her.
He's I'm gonna kill you for sport,
which is fine. That's great. That's fun. I don't mind that. Why didn't they just bring her to a room and like make it. They did all this work. They had fucking what's her name with her jacket on, rubbing up trees. Yeah. They're running all over the place. They're trying to get.
Oh, Rosalie.
Well, no, all they had to do was get him to go into a room with all of them, and then they stop him.
You think a lot.
It's not even that hard to think about.
You think
it's common sense.
He needs the chase though. That's what he was like.
So they can get him to chase her to where they were. No, they were trying to distract him and get him to go this way while they went this way. They should have all went together with her to a room. They didn't want her. They're vampires. They could fucking eat him. He has a ponytail. What is he going to do?
I mean, he's a bad bitch too.
He's 1 verse 7
plus
Victoria.
Plus he honestly this is not really touched upon. I'm just thinking it matters. Because that's a very Vampire Diaries thing.
What?
Never mind. The fact that they don't eat humans.
Yeah.
They eat animals. They're not as strong as those who eat humans. But that's a Vampire Diaries thing. That's not a
They're very strong. I mean, Edward gets there and defeats him literally right away.
Yeah, he rips him apart.
So obviously they could have done that. But then Carlisle stops him and says, "Remember who you are." To which I say, "Fuck that. Kill that motherfucker." Mufasa. And then
remember.
Then Bella's dying because she got bit by him, and Carlisle is like, "You gotta suck the blood out of her." And I'm like, "Carlisle, you do it. You can control your urges. Suck her fucking wrist." Instead, he lets Edward do it, and he's like, "You have to stop. You have to stop. Fucking stop him. Bite him." The whole it was fucking bullshit. I don't know, guys. Twilight, it's not for me. Oh,
it was a cringy vampire book that, like, if you read, you would have been like, "Ooh, cringe," but like you would have looked past.
When I reread
but when you watch it as a movie, you're like,
nothing like an all-star cast being the absolute worst decision for that movie. Kristen Stewart, love her, horrible in that movie. Robert Pattinson, love him, not the best in that. He was fine. Fucking Shark Boy, great guy, didn't care for him. Anna Kendrick,
Taylor Lautner.
Yeah, Taylor Lautner. Then you had
Shark Boy from Shark Boy Love Girl.
And then you had fucking Anna Kendrick, who just ran around with her arms behind her back like this all the time.
I mean, they had great cast this whole series.
Yeah, I think so. And they didn't do well,
except for when they changed Victoria and booked.
Was it just like
so annoying? That was so fucking annoying. I'll never forget.
Was it just directed poorly? Like what? I don't know.
It was meant to be an indie film.
It was really bad. That's my hot take.
So
was the book any better? That's where I'm at.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No. Here's it.
You loved it though when you were younger.
I think the book is better.
I would sit and rewatch the film over and over again, but you won't catch me rereading the book over again.
But that's what makes me think it's not for us. Like if I was a teen,
it's no longer for us.
Yeah. If I was I don't even think it's for this generation.
I think the other books are better than
I love New Moon
than the book.
Maybe it's because Edward was gone.
I'm not even gonna.
No, I didn't like New Moon. I liked reading Eclipse. Actually, I don't mind that one either.
I hated Breaking Dawn because I have this issue where, like, when
I like the last Breaking Dawn movie a lot.
I don't like when characters get pregnant.
She's from Hartford, Connecticut. Stephanie Meyer. Yeah, she hails from Hartford, Connecticut. She has 5 siblings.
Yeah, the pregnancy trope is overdone. I hate it. I hate it.
I hate it.
Also, like the whole Edward Jacob thing is so dumb to me because, like, who the fuck is choosing Jacob?
I kind of like Jacob.
He's so nothing like that hair.
I just don't like that he's younger.
Team Jacob, Team Edward.
In the books, I was always Team Edward. But like, as I get older, I think of Jacob, and I'm like, he's warm. I could hug him.
I think Taylor Lautner did Jacob a disservice.
Disservice?
How so?
Disservice. I think Taylor Lautner is the most excruciating person to watch on film.
What?
I just think he's so cringy. I think he's a bad actor.
Does he not come here?
I completely agree. 100%. I think, and there's like a couple lines where
you haven't seen New Moon, but the fucking line from New Moon. Bella, where have you been, loca?
Like that is the cringiest.
But someone wrote that for him.
Execution of that line.
No, why make him say loca? Why? He's not Latino.
I don't know.
There were some lines where he said it, and I was like, "Did he hit puberty?" The way he says it, I'll have to send you a video.
He is younger than her in that.
Yeah,
like, by
he
at
is
least 2 years.
That's fine, but he's real cringy.
I don't think he's as cringy as he is in the movies as he is in the books.
I can't remember. I can't remember. I can't.
Didn't you read it recently? Like you reread? Because what came out? Twilight. Breaking Dawn came out, and you guys reread.
I reread Twilight when Midnight Sun
came out.
Did not hit as hard this time.
If you haven't listened to our Midnight Sun episode, that's a fun episode. We absolutely shred that fucking book.
We're kind of doing that to Twilight.
I mean, this is okay.
I didn't want it to be a rage read.
But at the end of the day, Twilight will always
stands the test of time.
It stands the test of time. It'll always hold a place in my heart.
There's a reason why
I'll still keep watching it.
There's a reason why it goes top list when Netflix puts it back on.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it.
It's a comfort movie. I feel like when you're in a bad place, you're like, well, I can rely on Twilight. I'll just throw that on. I know it's gonna happen.
It's I talk about this. I read trash books sometimes. Like I read the trash like shifter books, the trash paranormal like whatever romance books, and this falls in that category. It's
I agree.
A bad good book.
I wouldn't say it's a bad good book. I just think it's a bad book, but I love that people find comfort in it. I think that's adorable.
So apparently, hot off the presses, Stephenie Meyer is writing again. God, why?
She's writing the
Jacob and Renesmee's story.
But the girl on TikTok called her like renegade or something.
I fucking loved it. We saw sorry, Kristen, we mentioned TikTok. We saw a girl on TikTok who was saying that I sent it to you guys. But basically it's coming, and every time she mentioned Renesmee's name, she butchered it on purpose. Because she called her renegade. She called her
renegade.
What else did she call? She called her a lot of things, but
original or something.
Yeah, a lot of dumb names. I thought it was so funny. Basically, we are getting Jacob and Renesmee's story. Now Renesmee is going to be 18 years old. Thank goodness, because before we had the imprinting issue, where it's like, she's a frickin' child.
What the hell is The Chemist?
The Chemist is her other book.
Oh, and The Host.
And The Host. I read The Host. I liked The Host. I watched the film for The Host as well.
Oh boy, I didn't know she had other stuff. But there's a new series coming out. It's
a new series coming out. I'm trying to find it.
That's interesting. I guess that's the thing about Twilight. She really set it up where you can write 50,000 books on every single family member can have its own book.
I wonder. Here's my thought process. She finally released Midnight Sun, saw that it got a lot of traction, and said, "Oh, I still have a hold."
Oh, for sure.
I still have a chokehold on these little bitches. Let me try to get
She just doesn't want to write about Edward anymore, though.
Yeah, she's done with Edward.
That's fair. There's nothing else to write about. But if she did Carlisle's thing, that would be interesting. Because that's where it all started. That's where he gathered the troops.
No. I think I could do novellas.
Novellas I could do. That's fine.
I don't need another 400 page book.
You hear that, Steph? She did do a 600 pages. 600 at least.
Listen here, Steph. I know we just bashed you for 45 minutes, but you are
not allowed.
You got to listen to us. All right, cool. I mean, other recommendations. You said Crave, very similar. Yes, they even mentioned Twilight in it.
Crave to me is more like a Harry Potter meets Twilight.
God, why would you?
Because it's at an academy.
Just because they're at a random prep school doesn't make it Harry Potter.
And they have a group of friends.
It's still school. And there's a group of friends in Twilight.
Yeah, they're just bad friends.
No, but they're at an academy. There's like a big bad. Like they're up against something different.
When we're talking about book 1 of Twilight, Crave is your best bet.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that's very similar.
Because the big bad's not in there. Besides, Hudson maybe coming back.
Just watch Buffy. It's so much better.
I guess I'm saying Crave not. I'm saying Crave is more like Harry Potter from the other books.
From book 2 on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That's really it. I don't know. There's nothing much else to add to here. If you guys want to tell us more about your Twilight stories, where were you?
Yeah, tell us. Where were you when you read Twilight?
Does it hold a special place in your heart? Or are you over it? Let us know by following us on Instagram over at Books and Betches, BETCH.
Books _N_Betches, BETCHES. Wow.
And join our book
I'm getting
club.
there.
Join our book club.
I'm getting there.
Our book club on Patreon.
Hold on. Subscribe.
Make sure to
subscribe to us on YouTube. Look up Books and Betches, and then check out our fucking Patreon by going to patreon.com.
You don't even know how to get there.
I don't. I really don't.
It is just that. Patreon.com/Books and Betches.
Yeah, look up Books and Betches. We are doing a book club. Erica is very excited about it. I started reading the book that we're doing in it, so go join that. And that's really it.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
Join our Discord if you wanna. We have a lot of things, I know. I want to thank you if you have been spreading yourself out and going in and supporting us on everything we do. Our Patreon, our Discord, our YouTube channel. We love you so much.
We appreciate you. We hope you have the best day ever, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.
Bye!
Bye.